approaching 7 a.m. and we're standing on the pier in Kailua Kona on the Big Island, awaiting the start of the International Nautilus Triathlon. Hello, everybody. This is Paul Guanzon, along with Rick Kwan and Max Telford, the ultra marathon man. Today, we'll be covering what has become known as the ultimate test in physical endurance. 3 events combined into one, starting off with a 2.4-mile rough water swim that will take us out to Kailua Bay and back, then immediately into a 112-mile bike race up the Kona coast to Hawaii and back to the Kona Surf Hotel, and then immediately into a 26.2-mile running marathon. And as grueling as this may sound, strangely enough, it has grown by leaps and bounds since its inception in 1978, Rick.
That's right, Paul. When the triathlon was started 3 years ago, the event drew only 12 contestants. But this year, after receiving national exposure in Sports Illustrated and on ABC's Wide World of Sports, the field has grown to almost 400 entries from all over the world. Because of that large number, the event was moved from Oahu to the Big Island this year. And that isn't the only new change this year, is it, Max?
That's right, Rick. There's a few changes, all right, but the most important change, I feel, is no support teams are allowed in this race. In other words, if you have a bike puncture in your bike, when you're away in the middle of nowhere, you have to get off and fix it. Big difference from last year, when we had the winner last year had a very, very extravagant support team with him. So this year it'll be very interesting indeed.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Triathloners are a bunch of fanatics. We could be fanatics about eating or drinking wine or just plain old running. Instead, we're fanatics about swimming, biking, and running.
I guess it makes you feel unique, it makes you feel special in your own way. And it's a goal that can be reached. And once you reach that goal, there's just a lot of satisfaction in it.
I guess I remember seeing the bikers come in last year, jump off their bikes, change their clothes, and weigh in and go run a marathon. And I got excited about it and thought, well, maybe I could do that.
It was a challenge. I didn't know if I could do it. It wasn't like a marathon where I was pretty confident that I could complete, gut it out. This, especially with the swimming involved in it, it was an extreme challenge for me. I dig challenges.
The gun is in the air, and we're just about ready to start the 2.4-mile rough water swim that will take us out to Kailua Bay and back. As you can see, the contestants are standing on the shore, just about ready to start the 2.4-mile race.
The 4th annual 1981 Nautilus International Triathlon, this year held on the Big Island, is another Channel 4 sports presentation. Sponsored in part by Tire Warehouse. At Tire Warehouse, we have the selection, you make the choice.
Kailua Harbor was selected because of its close proximity to the hotels and just the main activity in Kailua. The water's calm for the most part, unless there's a storm. We figured we could get a lot more support, a lot more water support, if we held it in an area that wasn't too far removed from the general population.
Thank you, Valerie. Swim coordinator Mo Matthews is ready with the gun, so let's watch the start of the triathlon.
4, 3, 2,
Well, they're off. 326 swimmers are in the water, and it's a nice even pace, but it appears that nobody's in a real hurry. Rick, what kind of times do you think we're expecting for the first event?
Well, last year, Dave Scott won the swim portion of the triathlon in 51 minutes. I think most swimmers will be pleased if they finish between, say, an hour, hour 10. That would be a pretty good time for the first portion of this contest.
It looks like a really nice even pace. I don't know what it's going to be like when they finally get out in the middle of the bay. As the swimmers approach the middle of the bay, let's go to Max for a report from the Kona Hilton.
This is a scene from the Kona Hilton. This is what it has been looking like since 10 minutes after the start of the race. It's pretty calm out there. There's just a slight swell in the water. But to me, the conditions look excellent for rough water swimming. As you can see, the swimmers are well strung out. There doesn't seem to be too much wind out there. As you can see, the porpoises have come out. The lead swimmers have reached the turnaround about the halfway stage and are now on the way back. This is one of the tape crews of ABC television which are covering the race. Towards the back of the pack, we have Harry Cordello. Harry is blind, completely blind, and as you can see, he is being guided by someone on a surfboard. Looking out from the Connor Hilton, here we see the leader on his way back towards the finish line. About 200 yards behind the leading swimmer is a group of about five or six swimmers. The oldest competitor in this event is Walt Stack from California. Walt is near to the end of the pack at this stage. We talked with Walt earlier, and this is what he had to say.
I'm a lousy swimmer. I've been swimming. I went to sea for 26 years, and I swam in all the oceans of the world, but my technique has always been very poor, and although I swim at least a half-hour a day, used to swim a couple miles a day, it's slow. If the water's turbulent at all, I have a real tough time because I swim with my head up like a turkey, and somebody says they thought I was something like Jesus Christ because instead of going this way, I was walking on the water. You know, this way. It isn't quite that bad. That's slight exaggeration. So I figure it'd take me a few hours to do that swim, you know.
How about the bike?
The bike, well, the bike, I've been biking to work for the last 25 years, and I always rode a 3-speed bike. I'm a turkey there, too. All I expect out of that bike ride is a big sore ass, but I'll make it, I hope.